I'm Barb Muckenhirn. I'm the principal at Princeton High School. I've been in this position for 8 years. I worked in the district prior to that, 4 years as the director of teaching and learning, and then in between those two jobs, I went on vacation in Little Falls for 2 years. So now I'm back. Who inspires me? I have a lot of students that inspire me, and my mom and my grandma, and a lot of those things, those people in our lives. But my greatest inspiration, really, the person that's probably influenced and changed me, is my nephew Charlie, who is challenged with autism. I talk about Charlie a lot. And the inspiration comes from being able to take on really tough challenges that to you and I are not challenges. So overcoming a sound of birds outside that is so deafening and so distracting and so scary, to overcome that would be like me jumping into a pile of snakes and overcoming that. And he has overcome those kinds of challenges over and over. And it gives me a lot of inspiration to, I have challenges in my day, just like you, just like everybody else, and they are pretty minor. I have the skills and the abilities, and there's no disability in my way. So, Charlie. I do have a favorite Jake Gruba memory, and it will become everyone else's favorite Jake Gruba memory. All of us here at school know about it, except maybe Jake's classmates. It was 9th grade year, homecoming night, beautiful evening. Those are, 18-hour days for us, and we love them. I'm not kidding, we love them. But when it comes to be midnight, we want to go home. I couldn't go home. It was another hour and a half. Jake and I spent that time waiting for the boys to come and pick him up, and we were kind of stuck in the foyer between the two doors. We actually had a pretty good time. We played word games. I downloaded a new app. We tested out some security. This is true. I didn't know certain things about the security system, so I said, I've been wondering, so let's test this out. So we found out how to set the alarm off under certain conditions. I changed some policies and procedures after that evening with Jake. It was a really fun time playing word games. I will never, ever forget it. And Jake and I have been good friends ever since. I would really like to be able to get in the ear of every freshman during the summer. As you're going into high school, there's anticipation, excitement, looking forward to things, and there's fear and anxiety. Every single person has both of those emotions. Even if you don't think they do, even if they tell you they don't have both of these emotions, everyone does. All of our students. And that's good. Enjoy some of those emotions. Anxiety of not knowing what's coming, it's okay. You can get through that in the summer. Some of that is just good, fun anticipation. But do not fear high school. If there's anything I could tell you, it's just don't be afraid. Don't feel intimidated that you're less than, or because you are not this type of student or this type of person, that you somehow are not as deserving of a high school experience, because everybody is. So that's my first advice, is don't be afraid. We are going to help you. It's not like in elementary school you had teachers that helped you, and in intermediate they helped you, and in middle school they helped you, but at high school you're all on your own. It is not like that. Teachers, administration, clerical people, our custodians, we're still all about students, and we will help you and talk to you. And the second thing, even though Jake didn't ask me to share too, the second is be in something. Be a part of the school. Everybody else can only do so much for you. You have to step into something, even if you're not interested in maybe some of the big events, like, or the big sports like football or basketball or hockey, cross country. We have so many of the big sports, the big team sports, and those are wonderful, and we love all of that. We have FFA, we have prom committee, we have so many that I can't possibly list them here, and we create them sometimes just for 1 year around a student interest. Any part of your life is only as good as what you make it, and you have to step out of your comfort zone and be in something. Don't think you don't have time. Don't think you won't be accepted. You will have a better experience if you are involved in at least one thing. Well, one of the highlights of this school year just came, and that was March 9th to get kids back in the building. We still don't have everybody back, I know that, but having kids back, it's like we can breathe again, even though that brings with it all of the challenges and all of the workload. It's different workload, and it's just, this is what we do, is work with kids, and it's just better to have the students in the building. I think that I'll remember March 9th, 2020 and March 9th, 2021. Pretty big days, both. One of the weird highlights is, okay, you know when we have dances in the Pat Commons, there's those black curtains around? That was my idea. And Levering and I, or Levering did a lot of the legwork, but that was my idea, and we got all this fabric, and it was all measured. There's all these hooks up there. So prior to that, they put paper up, and it would fall down and would get wet, and it was a lot of work to put paper up. So the curtains for the dances, you're welcome. Well, I didn't, not a fan. I was able to come in most of the time. I had to do a 5-day quarantine this fall. It was a close contact, and I managed that, but it is really a challenge. So my hats are really off to teachers and to students who were not able to ever come in. I was able to come in and operate operate the mothership out of here, so to speak, because there wasn't anybody else. So, we all did it, and we all got through it. I certainly didn't like doing it. It's very, very difficult. One of the most fun things we did last year, there was a graduation video made for the class of 21, and Colby and Labs and I put on graduation gowns and cap and gowns, and we shouted hooray or whatever we did, and then jumped in the pool. And that was awesome. It was just a lot of fun. It only lasted for a second on the video, but it was really fun. That was a little insane. There was the night of the football game. I call it swimming with the sharks. I can't remember who all was there. I think it was 4 years ago now. Football game, and we're standing, and we could see the storm coming. I don't think you were a freshman. I think it was before that, or it was your freshman year. Storm's coming, and okay, what's the rule? The refs call it, not the AD, not the principal. The refs call it. And so there's all these rules about lightning and this and that, and you could tell they were you're trying to hang on till halftime. and we just didn't make it. And it was one of those, like in a movie, it's not raining, boom, downpour. And we were just soaked, and we had to get into the door 1, and the custodians blocked off the hallways so that we wouldn't traipse mud everywhere. And we just rode it out until the game could start again, and it was just really memorable, fun. Everybody was super cooperative about it, and we called it Swimming with the Sharks. I did think about your questions ahead of time, but there was one I didn't ever get a really good answer to, and I should have told you that up front. Like, I just don't have a great story for that, so skip that. So I would have done that. I think that just tell it a little more livelier than I did. I felt like, I'm much more entertaining than I was today. But we're in a mask. What are you going to do, Ruba?
Yep.
I love this. This was a great idea. This was one of those ideas like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Well, thank you
Well, you're welcome.
so much for this.